Somebody tweeted, tell us the story of the origination of Brother Love. How did Brother Love come about? Because you hadn't been up there long at that time.
Well, I go back to the Watts territory in Mid-South when, it changed there from the time, remember when you guys all used to do promos at the Irish McNeil Boys Club, to we would do promos at Watts's Barn when we would do TV Friday night in Houston. We would then go to Dallas and Fort Worth in Billy Bob's, and we would do TV there, and then we would do TV on Sundays in like Tulsa or Oklahoma City, one of the two. Then Mondays was promo day, and we would go to Watts's Barn and do promos all day. So my traveling partner, my buddy we stayed at the Comfort Inn there in Bixby, Oklahoma, and Eddie Gilbert and I would always travel together and hang out. So, as you know, Bixby, Oklahoma, the South, back especially in the 80s, early 80s then, mid 80s, what have you. What are you going to watch on Sunday after 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night? You got
well, it's the home of Oral Roberts up there, which I always thought it was funny that an evangelist had a first name like Oral, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, there you go. You got Oral Roberts, you got Jim Baker, you got Jimmy Swaggart, you got Jerry Falwell, and my favorite, the guy who probably Brother Love is most based on, was Robert Tilton, who was out of Dallas, Texas. And he was the best. God, he was great. But Eddie and I used to sit there and just watch this nonstop while our room would get foggy and we would eat pizza and drink a lot of beer and things like that. And I would fall into that. And then years, I go up north and we would travel, and it would usually be myself, Vince, Pat, and whoever else in the car, and I would just fall into this Southern preacher character. And Vince, having been raised in the South and the Carolinas, would fall into it as well, and we would go back and forth kind of preaching at each other. And we would always laugh, if this doesn't work out, we're going to take a tent and hit the road and make some real money. So I just pitched him one day in Edit 1, as a matter of fact. Edit 1 was where we, edited the main shows. It was the big edit suite in the studio. And I said, I got this idea. I said, why don't we make this a character? And in typical Vince form, he says, I love it. Find me somebody to do it. I said, what about me? I said, let me do it. Bruce, you can't do it with that face. And I said, no, I'm going to change the face. I'm going to slick my hair back. I'm going to wear glasses. I'm going to dress like this and do this. Find me somebody to do it, pal. Great idea. So I let that sit, and I stewed and got pissed off. And I decide I'm going to show him. I slick my hair back, I get in a little different suit and put some glasses on, and I walk in to his office. He was at 1055 Summer Street, which was where the main office was. And I walk in. I knew he was in a meeting with Doug Sages and Tim, Jim Troy, the international guy. And I walk in, and I didn't know that this was a pretty heated meeting. I could tell once I stepped inside of the office, but I was already in. And I just went for it. And I went into the character, and I laid hands upon Doug Sages and healed him and shit. And I slapped my hand on the desk and did a lot of hallelujahs and I love yous and shit. And I walk out and I slam the door behind me, and I go right downstairs. I get in my car and drive back over to the studio. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be fired or what at this point, but I get in, and my assistant says, as I come up the stairs, says, "Is that you?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "Vince has been calling." I said, "Did he sound pissed?" She says, "I can't really tell." And I call over there, and I talk to his assistant, and I said, "How pissed is he?" She goes, "Hang on, I'll put you through." And he said, "All right, I want to see it on camera." And we did it on camera, and And I did it 3 weeks after I did it, and this is just luck of the draw. Jim Baker had the affair with his secretary, Jessica Hahn, in Florida, and I was made.
There you go. Yeah.
So it was pure luck, timing, and it was a hell of a run. We just laid it all out, and I never talked about religion. I talked about love. Never talked about a Bible. I had the Book of Love, and it says, "Saying God bless you, I love you." And,
you should have solicited for donations. If Star Maker Bolin had that gig, he would have retired on it after 6 months.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll shake an urban myth here. I did it one time. You know what TV tapings are like.
Oh yeah.
We sometimes those damn things would go 5 hours. They were just god awful sometimes. And we had a problem and there was something that had gone wrong. But anyway, there was nothing. We couldn't put a match in the ring. I don't know if the ring broke, what have you. But we were stalling for time. And Vince's like, "God damn, what do we do?" I said, "Well, hell, I'll just go out there and heal somebody." And basically, which this one phrase, for whatever reason, would get me in trouble with him. "You don't have hair one on your balls." And I took a ring crew guy. There was a wheelchair. You know how we always had the wheelchairs and stuff. There's always there at the entrance to help folks in and out. And I put him in a wheelchair, grabbed some sunglasses, put it on him. I said, "Play my music." And I'm talking to him on the way out. I said, "Just do what I tell you to do." And we took him out there. I laid hands upon him. I said, "Have you ever seen before?" What? No, you have never seen before. And "No, brother love." I said, "Have you ever walked?" And they're taking shots of his shoes, and he's got worn tennis shoes on. Looks like 105 years old. I said, "Have you ever, you have never taken a step before for yourself?" "No, brother love." I said, "I will heal you so you can walk."
He was dragging his feet when he got wheeled in the wheelchair. That's what that came from.
Oh yeah. And so I'm doing this simply to stall for time and to drag this thing out so that whatever problem we have, nobody notices that we have nothing going on, and they record it. Well, Kerwin Silfies, who is the director, is recording it, and they just record it and shot it because, well, nothing else is going on. And they took a shot of the handicap section of people in wheelchairs watching this shit with binoculars. Now, it was never meant for air. It was simply live event, kill some time. Well, lo and behold, the guy that was in charge of putting together primetime at that time aired it. And we got a little heat, but no, we were never threatened to be thrown off the air. And that was never a planned segment. It was just simply something to stall time. But what they really got hot about was the shot of the handicap section of the folks watching with binoculars.
Well, I got that in Smoky Mountain one time because, of course, we were on a much smaller budget and had a bunch of inexperienced, with wrestling at least, television personnel, crew members. But I had said something about all you mental defects in the audience, and they cut to a special needs child.
Oh.
And that's the charitable way to phrase it back then, because when I saw it afterwards, after it had aired, I said, "You fucking morons." But that's, it's all context. It's all not only what you do, but where you do it. Know your audience, as Vince would say.